Okay everyone, so today I have another video for you, and this is going to be my top 10 weapons that I'm personally searching for in Season 15. This isn't in any particular order, and some weapons are going to be omitted, no exotics in here, just legendaries, and I'm going to talk about what roles I want specifically for these weapons. So yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so first up we have Peace Bond, which is the new Iron Banner sidearm, and it does have some cool perks that I want, but most importantly to me at least, it is Stasis. Peace Bond is one of the first legendary Stasis weapons. It is a sidearm, but not only that, it's a 3-round burst sidearm. It's an Iron Banner weapon, and I like the aesthetic, and I like how when you're an Iron Banner and you have all the points, it glows and all that. That stuff's cool. But the role I'm looking for is Subsistence with Swashbuckler. I think this is a pretty good PvE role. I like 3-round burst sidearms in PvE, but I think Headstone would also be an interesting perk to run on it, and I'll tell you why I want to Stasis sidearm so much in PvE real quick. So, I main Warlock personally, and I've been getting more and more into Elemental Wells. They refill your ability energy and all that. They can increase the damage of your weapon as long as it's the same as your subclass. So, as a Warlock, you get Bleak Watchers or Stasis Turrets, whatever you want to call them. A great way in higher level content to slow and freeze enemies while also handling other enemies with damage, which is great that you can do multiple things at once with these turrets. But also, when I play my Hunter, it'd be great on Revenant to get my super faster, and if I have Headstone, that creates Stasis Crystals, which I can Shatter Dive. All within a 3-round burst sidearm. Is it the best for Headstrong? Probably not, but I'm still putting it on this list because it is a 3-round burst sidearm, and I do really enjoy that archetype. And real quick, before we continue with this video, I'm just going to chill for a second. A lot of you aren't subscribed. Please do that. Like the video, comment. I have a Twitch and a Twitter. If you go follow me there, that's also great. I'd appreciate it a lot. I also have a Discord server. We have LFG, we have Destiny Fashion there, and we're having a community night actually today, the day this is releasing, and we're just playing Jackbox. So if you like all that, then hey, join the server. So yeah, that's about it for that, and back to the video. Next up, we have the Stasis Linear Fusion Rifle from Trials of Osiris, Reed's Regret. I don't know how I'm going to get this because I absolutely hate Trials and Crucible in general, but I really, really want it. It does have some great perks that I'm looking for, and I'll get into that more right now. Now, the specific role I would be looking for is a firing line with triple tap, maybe Clown Cartridge, but I'm personally leaning more towards triple tap because there's also enhanced battery, which increases your magazine size of 6 to 7 or 8, which would give you a whole nother free shot from, or 2 free shots from triple tap. So yeah, that's role I'm looking for. Not sure how I'm going to get it. I would prefer Adept, but it is what it is. Headstone on this one is available. I'm not sure if it's going to be great because linear fusion rifle range, but that could be interesting to see. And there's some other perks that I'm unsure of, like the Adiago. I haven't personally used that perk too much, so I don't know how it would work on Reed's Regret, but that might also be a great perk too. But I personally love Firing Line. You're going to see a little more of that in this list. And to continue the trend of Stasis weapons in this list, we have Volpekka? Yeah, whatever the hand cannon is, it's a 180 Stasis hand cannon. Amazing PvE perks. Lucky's made a whole video on it. Really, you could click off here and go to that one to get more information on it because this hand cannon is just so good and has so many great god rolls. So I'm just going to leave it off there. Basically, anything on it is good for PvE. Next, I'm going to talk about an old Trials of the 9 weapon, Judgment. It's a hand cannon. Currently, you get it from the Prophecy Dungeon. It is dropping again, in case you didn't already know. And what I'm looking for is time payload or multi-kill clip in that right slot. And then in the left slot, I'm interested in Encore, Ensemble looks like it could be a good perk. Demolitionist looks great. I love it when it's in the left slot as a reload perk, but it also gives me my grenades back, which is great. So there are a few different options I'm looking at. Of course, Adrenaline Junkie Demolitionist would be a great combo if Adrenaline Junkie just was better. I think they said something about buffing Adrenaline Junkie in the future, but we haven't seen it yet, so it's optimistic, so you might look at that role for the future just to hold on to it. Alright, so next up we have yet another Old Trials of the Nine weapon, which drops in Prophecy, the Darkest Before. And what I'm looking for is all for one in that far right slot. And then there's some options in the left slot. You could go Subsistence, maybe Quick Draw, Slide Shot. Overflow is what catches my eye personally. And then High Caliber. I'm a big fan of High Caliber. Extra Flinch is always great. So, but yeah, all for one on a rapid fire pulse rifle could be good. And then I think Overflow would be pretty solid on it. But yeah, I'm just looking for a good Darkest Before. It's pretty good for PvP, but I think in PvE it could be useful. There's some other perks you could do for PvP. I think all for one, of course, probably your best bet. Maybe Tunnel Vision instead. Quick Draw would be stronger, or Surplus. And to wrap up our Prophecy Trials of the Nine weapons, I'm going with the Long Walk. And non-negotiable, if you know me, you know I'm going to say in that right slot, I need Firing Line. Now, in the left slot, we got some options here. We could go Ensemble, so we get faster reload speed next to allies, which has great synergy with Firing Line, which gives you additional damage when near allies. Maybe you go with Clown Cartridge just for a bigger magazine, because it is starting at 3, or you go with Overflow, which is another great perk, but you do have options for magazines such as Extended Mag and Appended Mag, which will bring your magazine up to like 4 maybe, and you could always slap on a backup mag mod, so that might help with the ammo situation, but I have a feeling Ensemble would be great on it. Maybe you have 5 shots in it. It's no 4 times the charm or triple tap on a Firing Line weapon, but I do think that it could be good, and I'm personally looking forward to using Firing Line on a lot more weapons again. Alright, next up, I have Iota Draconis, which is a fusion rifle that comes from the new seasonal activity, and there's some perks in that far right slot that I am very interested in getting. Of course, it has Cornered, which is a perk that I personally like. Kickstart, another great fusion rifle perk. And what I want to see most is Adagio, which makes it charge slower and deal more damage. But this is on the high impact fusion rifle, so it already takes 1,000 ticks to charge. So how much slower is it going to go? And I think it has liquid coils too, which increase the impact and make it charge slower. So there's a lot of weird things about this fusion rifle that I just want to see how they work, and that's one of them. Also, it has Ensemble. Feeding Frenzy is probably what I would look forward to most, and Heating Up last season I would have liked a lot. But with the changes to fusion rifles, the high impact ones need stability less now than they did before, and I'm assuming that Adagio makes the stability a little bit better, possibly. But yeah, it's just it has some weird rolls, and I'm looking forward to it because I haven't used fusions in a while. And as we start wrapping up this video, next I'm going with Canis Major. Canis Major? It's a heavy grenade launcher, it's solar, has spike grenades as a possible role, and impulse amplifier. I think it's the first time it's ever on a heavy grenade launcher. That's what I would be looking for. Clown Cartridge, also great. Field Prep also gives you extra reserves, which is always fantastic. Ensembles on there. Killing Winds on there. I'd be interested in either Rampage or Kill Clip, being that those were just buffed on heavy grenade launchers. If you want some ad clear with it, Chain Reaction's an option. Adiago is also a perk that's on this. Vorpal, which is what I personally am looking into, is Vorpal with Spike Grenades and Impulse Amplifier, just to see what it does. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at personally on Canis Major, which seems to be pretty interesting among grenade launchers. And to finish off this video, I'm actually going to talk about a weapon that was unsunset last season but received some more perks this season, and I'm going to be talking about Tranquility. I've talked about Tranquility in the past, basically complaining that they didn't bring back Firing Line on it, and now it's back. They put Firing Line back on it. It has auto-loading, which that's the role I'd look for, auto-loading, Firing Line, then probably Tactical Mag or Appended Mag or Extended Mag, preferably the last two of those, just because you could fire off all your shots when you're with your team, switch weapons to your heavy, maybe it's an auto-loading rocket or whatever, doesn't matter. And then once you hear that it's fully loaded, you switch back to it, fire off your shots, go to the next weapon, and just keep swapping like that instead of reloading. Of course, you'll have more uptime that way. So maybe it'll be great, maybe it won't. But sniper holster is also a thing, so maybe you could use that to your advantage. It's interesting seeing Firing Line not paired with something like Triple Tap or 4 times the Charm. So I'm looking into Tranquility just to see how it goes. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Like I said before, please subscribe, like, comment, all that. Have a Twitter, go follow that, and a Twitch. Those links should be in the description, along with my Discord. Again, we have LFG. You can share your transmog stuff for your Guardian. We do community nights. We're doing Jackbox the night this is releasing. And then we can vote on things to do. We might do a Gambit tournament. We might do strike speed runs in the future. It just depends what we want. I'm going to add LFG for some more games in the future. It just depends what you guys want in there. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you next time.